Hey everybody, welcome back to Warhammer Weekend Times. As always, I'm your host Stan, and today I've got a 2v2 custom scenario for y'all. I am going to be playing as a Lizardman along with my ally, Consul of Micronesia, and we are going to be defending this really big pyramid structure. About 3/4 of the map is just this massive pyramid, and we're going to be defending it against two armies of Nurgle, or children of Nurgle. We have Sippy Sapo over here, who's got kind of more of a Warriors of Nurgle build, and then way over here we have Moxie, who is playing more of a Demons of Nurgle build. Let's go ahead and go over the army comps, guys, and then we will go full speed. Over here, Moxie has about 4 units of Plague Bearers. He has a ton of Nurglings. I think he's got like 6 or 7 units of Nurglings. He's also got a unit of Chaos Ogres in the back, a unit of Great Unclean One. Or I guess I say a unit of Great Unclean One, but it's just a single Great Unclean One. Over here, he's also got a unit of Chaos Trolls. I believe he's also got some Hell Cannon of Chaos and a unit of Chaos Hounds and some Sorcerers of Nurgle. But that's pretty much going to be his army. Just a lot of multi-HP units. I don't think anything except for those Hounds and those Sorcerers. Actually, I think the Sorcerers may actually have 2 HP as well. But most of his army is going to be multi-HP. Over here, Sippy Sapo has actually divided his army up into 3 sections. Over here, he has some Chaos Warriors with Halberds, about 2 units of these. He's also got 2 units of Chosen Knights of Nurgle, 2 units of Chaos Warriors, and that's all he's going to have in that little pocket. Over here, he's got some Chaos Giants. He's got some Chosen Nurgle Bodyguard, a unit of Champion Knights of Nurgle Bodyguard, and a unit of Chaos Hounds. And also, you guys can see the little turtle I made way over here in the background, just to prove that I could. It's not functional, it's actually on the other side of the red line, which is okay, but you could technically make a map or a turtle big enough to actually have troops run around on. Over here, he's also got 2 units of Hell Cannon of Chaos kind of up in front. He's got several units of Marauders as well, and each of these Marauders has about 3 chevrons, I believe. You can tell how many chevrons they have by how many small little flags they have. So here's their main flag, and for each little kind of small one that they have, that's an extra chevron. That's kind of how you can kind of keep track of those. Then way over here on his left flank, he's got 3 units of Chosen of Nurgle and 2 units of Chaos Knights. So those are going to be the armies for the attacking forces, guys. Let's go ahead and go over Consul and my armies. Consul over here has 2 units of Skink Cohort up in front. He's also got about 3 units of Sauruses, a unit of Slawn Mage Priest. He's got 2 units of Chameleon Skinks, 2 units of Croxagores, 2 units of Temple Guard, and a Temple Bodyguard, which is just basically just a Temple Guard unit that inspires nearby troops. He's got 2 units of Saurus Scar Veterans, a unit of Carnosaur, some Stegodons. Looks like he's got some Saurus Spears in the back over here as well, kind of defending this little choke point. And I think that's going to be most of his army. I don't think I missed anything on his side. Over here for my army, I've got 1 unit of Croxagore, 2 units of Temple Guard, I've got an Engine of the Gods, I've also got a couple units, or just 1 unit of Stegodon. I've got a couple units, or, I'm sorry guys, a couple Stegodon in a unit. That's a tongue twister. I've also got several units of Saurus Spears. I've got some regular Sauruses over here. Then I'm trying to kind of fan them out as Moxie approaches me with those Poxmagos. Oh, also, by the way, guys, he has 2 units of Poxmagos. I missed these earlier. I apologize for that. I also have about 3 units of Skink Cohorts, a couple units of Cold One Cav, and in the back I've got some Skink Archers, and some Chameleon Skinks over here as well, and then a unit of Skink Priests. So I've got an army that's a little more Skink-based. I do have some regular Cav, but Consul definitely has a little more in terms of heavy infantry. So I'm going to be beginning to kind of fan my infantry out. Moxie's starting to move in now. This actually is one of the scenarios that has probably had the most testing done with it, and I've played lots and lots of games where I've had to kind of readjust the armies. Sometimes one faction would win way too easy. Sometimes the other one would just, you know, move in and it would just be over very quick. But you know, these typically have to go through a couple iterations before I get the balancing kind of right where I want it. Moxie's got his Poxmagos into kind of a deadly situation, or a deadly for me, a deadly, you know, just a deadly thing he's gonna do to my little sources over here. He's gonna start moving in his Poxmagoths here, though. He's gonna start charging in, and here they go. They're gonna charge in and just go straight down the line. This is what he wanted to do. This kind of positioning would actually allow him to get the most amount of sources in that charge. Now, he didn't really kill too many. He did look like he killed some at the beginning of that charge, but now that he's kind of settled in, he's gonna start kind of stomping around, doing a lot of damage to my sources. Not really moving them around too much. I want to get my skink cohort in here. In my last video, I kind of showcased how deadly javelin units were against elephant units, and that's exactly what I'm trying to capitalize on right here. I've got my skink cohort in the back, and they're in melee right now. This is not what I want. I'm trying to kind of fiddle with the target at will, with you know, with their fire at will. I'm sorry, guys, target at will. What am I talking about? I'm going to be moving my skink cohort out of melee so they don't have to try and fire point blank. This is actually a really ideal position. They're going to be kind of firing into the flanks of these Poxmagoths. Here they go. They're going to start throwing their missiles, and there's going to be quite a few actually moving in here. And there goes one already. One of those Poxmagoths is down. The other one is actually shaken. I didn't think that Poxmagoths could actually waver. I was under the impression that most demon units actually had unbreakable morale. But this one's actually been taking quite a few more javelins, and I want to take as much time as I can to take these guys out before he comes in. Or I want to take as little time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just messing up my mouth words today. My Source Spears, however, are going to charge into the flanks of these Plague Bearers. That Moxie's moved up, and he's kind of moved these guys up first, and instead of his Nurglings. In some of the other games that we've played, the Nurglings are the ones that went up first, and they just got obliterated by the Cold One Cav, because the Cold One Cav has a little more morale, has a little more mass. They do have less morale than Nurglings, actually, because Nurglings are unbreakable, but they do have some more mass, so they're actually able to move in and do a lot of damage to those Nurglings and be able to get out without too much of an issue. The other Poxmagoth is going to go down in this unit, so I've already taken out half of his Poxmagoths. If I can move in a little closer, I can take out the other two, but I don't want to use all of my skink cohort ammo. I would need to conserve that as much as I can, especially with that Great Unclean one still lurking around in the back. He's way back here someplace. Sippy Sippo has actually moved up some of his own Chosen Knights of Nurgle. This is going to be pretty problematic because Moxie doesn't actually have any Cav in his army, but the addition of Cav is going to give him some more utility that he previously did not have, so that could be pretty deadly for me. You can see actually some of these Sorcerers of Nurgle are firing in at my Source Spears. I don't think they made any hits that time, but they're going to start firing in a little more, and they're going to get some hits. Looks like they're going to kill some of my sources. Now, they can do a ton of morale damage. You can actually see right here, my sources are kind of flashing green. My Cold One Cav tried to charge in there and just got their bottoms whooped by those Plague Bears, and some more of these sorcerers are firing in over at my Chameleon Skinks. But you're in actually a pretty good position to start firing into the sorcerers. You can see some of their ammo coming in pretty quickly and doing a little bit of damage there. So here comes some more shots from those sorcerers. They're actually going to be killing quite a few of my Chameleon Skinks. But they're holding pretty good. They only have 2 chevrons, but I think Skinks actually have a pretty decent morale. Now, I did take a shot from the Hell Cannon with my Source Spears, and I should probably push these guys through because these Chosen Knights of Nurgle are moving through, and I kind of left a big opening right over here. I'm going to be moving my Source Spears actually over here, and this is not really what I want to do with them. These Chosen Knights of Nurgle and charge in. They're going to just smash through my Chameleon Skinks. Those guys are going to rout. I'm going to move in with my Stegodons, and I'm going to just kind of barely clip that Chosen Knights of Nurgle unit. I want to get these guys engaged in melee so I can do as much damage as I can. My Cold One Cav are moving into the flanks of the Plague Bearers over here. They're going to get some kills. Not too many, though, and I really don't want to engage these Plague Bearers for too long because they're just going to do a ton of damage. Over here, Consul has moved in some of his Stegodons. Let's go slow motion just for a second because there's a lot going on. I'm going to be moving my Cold One Cav around. I think I was trying to charge him into the Chaos Ogres. That's really probably what I should have done, but I saw an opening over here. The Sorcerers of Nurgle are fairly left open, and I'm going to move my Cold One Cav through here. I'm going to take out some Nurglings, And that actually may have been kind of risky for me because I charged in near these Poxmagoths. There are some Chaos Ogres over here, which can be an issue for me as well because my Cold One Cav are shaken. Now they're wavering, and if I lose these guys, I'm going to lose 35 Cav, and unless they... Oh, I didn't mean to pause that. Unless they actually are going to be able to come back from that, they're going to die. But there we go. I'm actually going to charge into the Sorcerers of Nurgle and take them out. In the distance, we can see Consul beginning to fire it right into the Hell Cannon of Chaos. He's going to take out a ton of those Chaos Dwarves in that artillery unit. That is pretty crazy. You can look over here, and it looks like the same thing happened with this other Hell Cannon. He's only got 3 in this Hell Cannon. That's as few as he can have and still fire. Over here, he has 7, so he's very close to one of these Hell Cannon no longer being functional. Over here, the Marauders are charging up, but they're going to get pelted by the Skink Cohort. You just see all these Javelins flying in. These Marauders over here are also going to be taking the brunt of these Skink Cohort. They're going to be just throwing their Javelins in. Now, these guys are going to kind of sit here and just chuck their Javelins in. Now, it looks like the Marauders, they're losing some units and they're reforming just a little bit. The ones over here are going to go ahead and charge up into these Skinks. Way over here on the flanks, there's a big engagement going on. Consul's actually kind of pushed out to kind of meet these Chosen of Nurgle. He's got his Kroxigors engaged over here. Let's slow this down. There's just so much going on in this game, guys. I really want to utilize slow-mo if I can. The Chosen of Nurgle are going to be a little tanky. They are multi-HP, and they are shielded. They have really good armor. But these Kroxigors are in a pretty tight formation. These ones over here might get a little isolated, but so long as they stay together, they'll be able to kind of support each other and chew through these Chosen of Nurgle. There's another unit of Kroxigors over here fighting another Chosen of Nurgle. Now, he might want to help support that other unit. The the Carnosaurs over here, they can go in and help support those Kroxigors as well. They're doing quite a bit of work on these Chosen Knights. I'm sorry, guys, these Chaos Knights. I am just messing my words up today. I don't know what is wrong with me. So these Saurus Scarvets, they're actually going to charge into the flanks of these Chaos Knights, and they're going to lose quite a few of those Chaos Knights in that engagement. Saurus Scarvets are a pretty nasty cav. They are multi-HP, and because they're not really Lance cav, they can kind of charge at a bit of a closer distance. Zippy Sapo is going to be charging these Chaos Knights in, however, into the flanks of these Kroxigors. It looks like Consul's going to try and change their positioning last second, and looks like he's going to succeed. He's only going to lose a few in that engagement right there. The Carnosaurs are moving in. They're going to be doing a bit of damage as these Chosen Nurgle and Chaos Knights kind of move through, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to be pushing up the Kroxigors as well. These Saurus Scarvets are in a good position to actually, if he can get them behind and just start getting some flanking charges into these Chosen of Nurgle, he can get a lot of damage done. Let's go ahead and slow this down just a little bit because it does look like Sippy is moving some of his champion Knights of Nurgle out. These Kroxigors are going to be in kind of a bad position. He might get the charge off on him. I'm really not 100% sure. Let's see. Yeah, no, they're going to start charging. Here we go. They're going to charge in, and they're going to do a bit of damage with those Kroxigors. It looks like he's going to lose a couple in that engagement. Let's go ahead and go way back over here. Things are actually looking pretty rough for me. You see a lot of my dead Sauruses over here. He has kind of broken through with some of his more powerful units. This Great Unclean one's over here. He's taking a couple shots from my my Skink Cohort. Over here, one of the Poxmagoths is actually going to be taken out by the Hell Cannon of Chaos, and that's going to do a bit of damage over there. It looks like he's not going to fry any of his. He's going to fry a couple of Nurglings, but yeah, taking out that single Poxmagoth really is going to help me through the rest of this game because I did not have an answer for that at this point. I think just this little tiny unit, Skink Cohort, is all I had, and I think they're out of ammo at this point. So my Edge of the Gods is in melee. It's a pretty competent melee unit, but I think it's been kind of getting attacked by some of these higher attack value Chaos Ogres and these Plague Bears, and it has such a big hitbox. You can get wailed on by quite a few units. I got to get a nice kind of flanking charge in here with my Cold One Cav. We're going to take out some of these Chaos Ogres. My Edge of the Gods is still engaged over here, but this is going to be rough. He's kind of turning his back. Look at all these plague bearers just wailing on him. There's like 5 or 6 right over here just taking hits, and he's gonna go down right there. That's gonna be really bad for me. I'm gonna lose one of my most powerful units. And you can see here all these dead Stegodons. My Stegodons are dead. Console Stegodons are dead. My Cold Cav are almost completely depleted. I'm going to get another decent charge here. That's actually going to be a pretty good charge. I'm going to get a flanking charge in there, take out some Plague Bearers. But these Plague Bearers just have so much HP. These Nurglings do have multi-HP as well, but they're just meant to just get in and just congest the area. Over here, my Chaos Trolls. Moxie's Chaos Trolls are moving up, and I'm going to be getting to move my Kroxigors down. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on over here. Salon Mage Priest is going to get a really good shot right into here. The Chaos Warriors with halberds. My God, look at all those Chaos Warriors just get cut down. I'm really not quite sure how many are there. Probably like 30 or 40 that got killed. You can see how tiny this unit is. I think they come in units of 94, 96. So 51 and 87. That's quite a few that got killed over there. One of the Chaos Giants also looks like he got sniped by the Salon Mage Priest. Looks like Sippy Sapo is beginning to really push through. The Salon is kind of beginning to integrate himself into the sources, because I think over in the back over here, actually, no, it's looking really good for Console. I thought maybe he was trying to move his units up a little bit in anticipation, but it looks like he's actually pushing Sippy Sapo away from his right flank. Now, Sippy does still have a lot of cav over here. He's got the Champion Knights of Nurgle Bodyguard and the regular Chosen Knights of Nurgle over here. They're still fighting against the Kroxigors, but the Knights are actually really good in melee. And they'll probably take these Kroxigors if they're going to be able to, get some stun locking attacks on them and, keep them kind of isolated, because there's really not that many. Kroxigors left in that unit. He does need to watch out for the Saurus Scar veterans. It does look like the Carnosaurs are moving in over here. They're going to be moving in against some Chaos Warriors with halberds, which are bracing, or looks like they were, and now they charged in, and the Carnosaur just charged right through them. Now, if these Carnosaurs can stay on these cav units, that'll be ideal. But these warriors, these Chaos Warriors with halberds, are going to be really deadly. Here comes a nice rear charge from these Saurus Scar vets. Going to take out some of those Chosen Knights of Nurgle, but no doubt their 2 HP is helping them kind of stay in that engagement without taking too many losses from that flanking charge. Most cav really just start falling like flies when you get some nice charges into the flank. Here's going to be maybe a good example here. The Kroxigors are going to come in. They're going to get some charges off. It doesn't look like they're actually going to get some kills. We got 1, 2. A couple of the Knights of Nurgle are going to go down. Looks like, both Carnosaurs are going to go down at the exact same time. This is what I was talking about, these Chaos Warriors with halberds. They have the reach to be able to really have a lot of Chaos Warriors attacking a single unit. Very good, obviously, against Cav and Elephant units. Over here, the Chaos Warriors with halberds are going to be charging in against these Temple Bodyguard. I think this is actually going to be the general unit for Console, and if he loses his general, this is going to be pretty rough for some of his other sources. It looks like over here, the Marauders are actually beginning to kind of spill through. These sources really don't have many left in the unit. Looks like Console might be actually kind of pulling back a little bit. The Salon Mage Priest is... Oh no, the Salon Mage Priest is destroyed. It looks like he was engaged in melee over here, but he is gone. Looks like the Hell Cannon had it shot, it probably just fired straight into that Salon Mage Priest unit. Lots of Chaos Warriors still left alive on this side of the field. The bounce power is almost perfectly even, 73% to 74%. We are ahead a little bit in terms of percent, but Sippy Sapo has just so much of this heavy cav. This is going to be really difficult for us to really pull off. We don't have a lot of cav ourselves. All of my cav is pretty much obliterated at this point. I still have some Temple Guard fighting in kind of a large pocket over here. Looks like a Hell Cannon shot is... oh yeah, here comes another one. That's going to graze some of his own Plague Bearers and take out a few of those. I'm going to be moving some of my Temple Guard down here. They're wavering. This is not good at all. Hell Cannon is still going to try and get another shot off, but I think my Temple Guard can get in here. They're not going to get their shot off. Just give me one more second. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. They're going to get in. I'm going to get my Cold One my last cold one cav in here, and they're going to be fighting against these Hell Cannon of Chaos. So things are not looking good for me over here, though. Great Unclean One is still alive. I do have my Kroxigors. They're about all I have left that can combat this massive, just huge HP monster right here, who's going to be doing quite a lot of damage to my Kroxigors. Looks like the Chaos Trolls are still engaged. If you guys are wondering what happened to my Skink Priests, way over here, I kind of forgot about them, and they just got mauled to death by the Chaos Hounds, and it was just absolutely brutal. I noticed it as it was happening, and all Moxie did was just charge his hounds all the way around and up the back, and then got me. And I was way too busy doing my own thing to notice, and I lost one of my more important units, which would have been so important and so useful right now against this Great Unclean One. But yeah, things are going pretty bad for me over here. My Temple Guard are not doing well. I did manage to kind of take out this Hell Cannon. Only 17 left in this unit. They're not going to last very long against my Temple Guard. Let's go see what Consul's doing over here. Things are going kind of rough for Consul too, but looks like he has a lot more infantry left than I do. He does have some Chameleon Skinks, and if he utilizes these guys right, he might be able to take out some of those multi-HP. Oh man, that was a really close Hell Cannon shot to being a disaster. Those Chosen Knights of Nurgle just narrowly missing or escaping just total annihilation from their own artillery unit. The Chosen Nurgle bodyguard over here are going to be fighting against what is left of a Temple, or Consul's Temple Guard and his Sauruses. Now look at some of these guys, they're real bloated. I'm pretty sure these are the bodyguard unit. I think there's some regular, this is just all bodyguard. But some of these guys are just bloated, just like real fat. This is what it used to look like when you upgraded Nurgle Chosen's armor, and it still may. I know in one test version we were playing, it seemed to kind of glitch out, and it didn't work for Nurgle, but it worked for the other Chaos factions, and it might be reiterated in the game. They may have fixed that. I've not actually gone in and tested that myself, and I'll probably have to do that this game, or after this game. So Consul's moving up some of his Slawn Mage Priests, since they have no Master to serve anymore. They're going to be moving into the flanks of these Chosen Nurgle Bodyguard. That's actually going to cause the Bodyguard to be shaken. The feat seems certain, and they're beginning to become exhausted. Here comes some of the Chosen Knights of Nurgle, though. Oh, he's going to be a really nice double charge over here. Really good hammer and anvil, turning a bad situation into a good one with all of this heavy cav. The balance of power is still pretty close, 85% to 88%. It's really coming down to just percents at this point, but we have some kind of real numerous infantry units, but Sippy has the cav. He has the cavalry, which is going to be charging in here, and he is just going to do charge after charge after charge, and he's going to swing this percent in their favor. 88% to 89% is slowly crawling into their favor, or at least they're closing the percent gap. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Nothing good. My Kroxigors are having a rough time over here. They're fighting against the Chaos Trolls. Oh, looks like they're actually going to be taking a few out. Looks like 2 have fallen. If I can get some more kills there, that would be really ideal. This, man, this Great Unclean One is going to be really hard to take out. I'm losing my Kroxigors. I only have 8 left. They're exhausted, so their run speeds are going to be pretty depreciated. So if the Great Unclean One won, and he could probably just outrun my Kroxigors, it'd be very difficult for me to get rear charges on him. The Great Unclean One is fresh, so he is not going to have the slow movement speed issue of being tired. I'm going to charge up the last few of my Temple Guard, but it's not looking good for me, guys. The Trolls are doing a lot of damage to my Kroxigors. Trolls at this point are immune to Stunlock, so they will still do block animations and attack animations, but when they get hit, they won't do kind of a reeling back animation from taking damage, which makes them pretty deadly. I'm going to lose another Kroxigor to this Plague Bearer, and it really is oh my god, it really looks like this side of the battle is going to go to Moxie. Excuse me, guys, it has been a long day. It's late at night doing this replay. I apologize for all the tongue twisters and misnames I've done to a lot of these units tonight. But yeah, it's been a fun replay. I hope you guys have liked what I've done so far with these scenarios. I'd like to preface or actually, I guess this isn't an appropriate word to use for preface, because preface comes before something, but if you guys are actually interested in joining in on these scenarios, please join the Warhammer Week Discord below. Its link is right above the battle start time in the description. We have 3 separate channels dedicated to scenarios and battle maps and making them, so if you're interested in playing these or making them, please, by all means, join the Discord, hop on in and just ask for a game, and we'll get you going. But Sippy Sapo is moving his chosen Knights of Nurgle away, and he's kind of spread out consuls, infantry. It's looking pretty bad for us, guys. Right at this point, the balance of power is really out of our favor. It's 95% to 92%, so they've not only got more quality troops at this point, but they just have more troops. So there's some Chaos Warriors over here, some chosen Knights of Nurgle charging in. There's a, there's a fairly healthy Great Unclean One on the other side of the battlefield, which we have nothing to stop at this point. So this battle's gone from pretty close to pretty much in Chaos's favor towards the end. It was really apparent that we weren't going to be able to compete with the kind of heavy cav that Sippy Sapo had. Kind of go back and look on this side of the battlefield. And Consul actually did really well. As soon as he started pushing up, I think he lost a lot of units over here. You see a lot of Temple Guard over here. He lost to the Warriors or Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and he lost his Carnosaurs, which actually would have been very good against the Great Unclean One this late in the game. And those halberds are just, you really gotta watch it with your cav, because they'll just move in, and they have such a fast attack animation. They'll just eat through a unit like nobody's business. So they can definitely be an issue if you're packing some elephant units or packing a lot of cav, especially light cavalry. Those Chaos Warriors with halberds only need like a few hits to take out like Cold One cav. Which right now kind of have a little bit of a big hitbox. They're technically a camel unit, so they move in, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. They have a really nice charge when they move in. They have a wide charge range. They can really get in there and do a lot of damage to light infantry. They just absolutely shred light infantry, but they have just a lot of issues in sustained combat. You want to keep them moving and mobile. Now, the Great Unclean One's just absolutely just mopping this up right now. The Cav is coming in as well and just finishing off what is left. Looks like all that's left is this Temple Guard. I've got nothing left. I have just a couple routing units on the minimap way out there. It is 99% to 94%. This has been a very close game. These are the kind of games that you want to see. They did have a lot of power units left over. They were really good about kind of waiting to use these at the right moment, kind of when we were a little exhausted. If I had held on to my Skink cohort a little bit longer, or maybe repositioned my forces a little bit differently on that hill, maybe I would have had a better chance to use the javelins against the Great Unclean One and do quite a bit of damage. Now, there's a lot of flags over here, as of course this means there's lots of chevrons, but sometimes it can get in the way, guys. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, sometimes I know the flags get in the way of aesthetics, but it's really also kind of nice to be able to tell where units are. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, guys, that was the battle. I hope you liked it. I was the first general to Liz of the Ziggurat of Dawn. I got 1,490 kills. I had a big army, though, a lot of skinks. Let's take a look at my kills. 121 with my Temple Bodyguard, 275 and 272 with my Cold One Cav. Those probably were a lot of Nurglings. I got 220 with my Temple Guard and 148 with my other Temple Guard unit. So these first 5 units did a lot of work. I had some other units down here that just didn't do too much. My Source Spears did terrible. 5 and 2. That is absolutely awful. My regular sources over here did 6, 11, 6 with my Skink cohort. Now, some of these Skink cohort that probably got low kills, some of those, 2 of those were Proxima Gods. So they definitely got their money's worth already, but it's difficult to tell which Skink cohort got the kills. But all my Skink cohorts did pretty terrible in terms of numbers. So I had some pretty good numbers up here, but then some really low numbers kind of in the middle of my army. Take a look at Consul's army. It's really nice when you guys play at the same armies or the same teams. You can see each person's kills. So Consul of Micronesia, he got 118 kills with his Temple Guard, 111 with his Kroxigor, and 145 with his other Kroxigor unit, 161 with his Slann Mage Priest, and 101 with his Carnosaurs. And he got a much better even spread of kills than I did. His units performed overall better than mine, even though I got a few more kills combined with his units he captured. We actually came out very, very close in terms of kill count. But anyway, guys, that was the battle. Like I said earlier, if you guys are interested in getting in on these scenarios and playing with us, please just let me know. Just hop on into Warhammer Week Discord and just say what's up, and ask when we're doing the scenarios, or if we have any in stock. Like I said, we have a scenario dump channel where we just dump the scenarios for anyone to download and play. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked this battle today. This is all I got for y'all today, and I hope you guys have a good one. Anyway, guys, that's all, and you guys take it easy.